Okay, so the last point that I wanted to kind of address here is this here, number 8. Add a setting at the school or district user account where they can select the standards that they want to use, the primary standards they want to use. The interesting thing about a system like this is you can, on the fly, like from inside the teacher's account, for example, is this teacher? Yeah, inside the teacher's account, for example, I can go and I can look at the reports here and the class report, and I can see, for example, one of these. Okay, so here I'm looking at standards down here. Let's say that I want to switch to my language standards and see how my my language standards are compared to how my academic standards are. But then I can say, okay, well, this is set to my CEFR. What if I want to switch and see it in ACTFL or see it in TOEFL, the TOEFL view of my standards? And that's what I mean. You can have this setting in here for the teachers to see. But as far as settings go, we can actually go into the user library here. Where's my users? And it depends on, we might want to go from the school, I think probably from the district level, and let them, in their district settings, from a district account, let them go ahead and do the settings for their which language standards they want to be as default. Now, even though we're just setting them as default, it doesn't mean that the schools and district, or the schools down, or teachers even downstream from them, couldn't switch and see, or even parents, right, to switch to see how their language standards are comparing in between ACTFL and CEFR or something. Like maybe a student, even a student in America, they might want to go abroad. Maybe you have an international student in America whose parents moved there and they're studying in the U.S. school under ACTFL. And then, maybe at some point they want to take a year of high school abroad or a year of university abroad, and they might need their English language training records, their level records in a different, in a different format. So I suppose you could even give the parents the ability, the parents and the students, the ability to switch what standards reports they're getting. And remember that we have those correlation and the calibration, so we can have some certain confidence that the reports are going to be congruent. All right, so overall, I'm just going to come back to here again and talk about, just as an overview, we are already sort of pre-anticipated the need to correlate different standard bodies inside GEC. And including domestic U.S. Standards and partners, we're open to that. It's actually attractive to us, although we are an international global English campus. But in order to understand how the tools and methods and tools that we would use, we went through these. I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 videos we made, maybe 7, maybe this is number 7, addressing the methods and the existing tools, and then just a couple of more videos we made addressing why we have this like multi-standards or the standards corollary type of perspective, right? And some of the genetics, situations behind GEC as we started building this out, so that we would have that capability to address alternate bodies of standards and what we call multi-tagging between standards libraries and between course libraries and standards libraries, between standards libraries and standards libraries, the ability that we have to align those and to in a way that they make sense to each other.